All right, tech fans, buckle up, because today we are strapping in for a deep dive
into the wild world
of TechView's 10X.
That's right.
We're talking of AI hardware that'll make your head spin enough security breaches to make you want to live off the grid.
Definitely.
And entertainment sprinkled in, because even tech gurus need a break.
Absolutely.
And hey, before we get lost in the digital jungle, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the party, and share this with anyone who needs a tech update.
Everyone needs a tech update.
Now let's dive in.
Let's go.
This week's TechView's 10X.
Oh, this week?
Felt like it was shouting AI from the rooftops.
It really does feel like AI went from science fiction buzzword to suddenly being everywhere.
Right. It's in our software, our phones, even our security systems.
Exactly. Carlers integrating AI features for design. Samsung's Galaxy S25 launch is practically an AI convention, and even Cisco's using it for security.
Wow.
What's interesting is that some folks are saying AI won't replace jobs, but actually make us better at them. Yeah, what do you think? Is this the AI-powered utopia we've been promised, or are we headed for a robot uprising?
Ooh, good question.
Hit us with your predictions in the comments.
Okay, but while the software is getting smarter, the hardware is trying to keep up. It's like a never-ending arms race for more power.
It's true, and honestly, it makes you wonder, at what point does the pursuit of more power become a problem?
I mean, Focal's new Utopia main studio monitors are basically audiophile nirvana, but I'm pretty sure they need their own power plant. Then there's Nvidia's RTX 5090. Apparently has amazing graphics, but also sounds like a jet engine taking off.
That's a great point. How much power is too much? And remember, all this power consumption is at least partly driven by the demands of those AI applications we were just talking about. It's a fascinating feedback loop.
Speaking of feeding the beast, Soneki's got a new solution for expanding Mac mini storage, which begs the question, are these base models intentionally anemic just to force us to buy upgrades? Is it a grand conspiracy, or am I just being paranoid?
It's a thought-provoking question, and it definitely makes you wonder about the motivations behind hardware limitations. But enough about storage. Let's move on to a topic that's a bit more unnerving. The sheer amount of security breaches this week is enough to make you want to ditch your devices and live in a Faraday cage.
Seriously, it feels like nowhere is safe. Leaked FortiGate device details malware targeting everything from banking apps to crypto platforms, and don't even get me started on that. Hotelia data breach leaking hotel guest reservations, talk about ruining a vacation.
Oh, no.
Plus, there's this new UEFI secure boot flaw. If that doesn't mean anything to you, just know it's bad news.
It's a complex vulnerability that could allow attackers to bypass security measures during the boot process. What's particularly concerning is that it affects a wide range of devices.
Yeah.
But look, while it's easy to get overwhelmed by all this, there are steps you can take to protect yourself. Strong passwords, multi-factor authentication, and a healthy dose of skepticism about suspicious emails can go a long way.
Solid advice. And if you want to share your own cybersecurity horror stories or tips, because who doesn't love a good scare, hit us up in the comments.
Oh, yeah.
But before we all descend into a digital dystopian spiral, let's inject some fun into this deep dive.
Exactly. We've got some juicy entertainment news from TechView's 10X as well.
Only Murders in the Building is back for a 5th season on Hulu and Disney+, and the trailer for Season 2 of 1923 is out, giving us a chilling glimpse into the Dutton family's history. Then there's Back in Action. It's apparently Netflix's #1 movie right now, despite some questionable reviews.
Interesting.
So spill the tea in the comments. What are you watching? What's the winning streaming service in your book?
It's fascinating how these platforms have fundamentally changed how we consume entertainment. But we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of the deep dive, from AI integration to hardware hustle to the ever-present cybersecurity threat.
And we're just getting warmed up. Stick around for part 2, where we'll unpack even more tech news from TechView's 10X, from hardware battles to surprising industry trends. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow tech enthusiasts. We'll be back before you can say algorithm.
Welcome back, tech enthusiasts. We're diving right back into the depths of TechView's 10X, where the hardware battles are heating up.
You know, we can't resist a good tech showdown. And it looks like things are getting spicy between Nvidia and AMD.
That's right. Remember that power-hungry RTX 5090 we discussed earlier? Well, the rumors are swirling that Nvidia's aggressive pricing strategy for the RTX 5000 series is putting pressure on AMD.
Oh, this is getting good. So what's AMD going to do?
The whisper suggests they're facing a tough decision about the pricing of their upcoming RX 9070. They need to find a sweet spot to stay competitive. This is going to be a fascinating battle to watch.
I'm grabbing my popcorn for this one. But speaking of shakeups in the tech world, did you see that BYD, a Chinese electric vehicle manufacturer, actually outsold Tesla last year?
It's a major development, and it signals a potential shift in the EV landscape.
So what's the secret sauce? Are they making flying cars already?
Not quite, but what they are doing is offering more affordable electric vehicles. While Tesla has dominated the luxury EV market, BYD's success suggests that consumers are hungry for more budget-friendly options.
Makes sense. Not everyone can shell out a small fortune for an electric ride. But speaking of alternative hardware, let's talk about B&O's earbuds with replaceable batteries. On paper, it sounds like a win-win, longer-lasting products and less e-waste. But it seems like the actual replacement process is a bit of a nightmare.
It's a classic example of the challenges of designing for both sustainability and user-friendliness. In theory, replaceable batteries are a fantastic idea, but if the execution is clunky, it defeats the purpose.
It's like they invented a self-driving car that requires you to pedal. Okay, moving on to our favorite tech titans, Apple and Samsung. First up, Apple. Apparently, after a decade of Apple Watch dominance, they're finally admitting they got something wrong about their users. Spill the beans. What did they misjudge?
Well, you'll have to dive into the article for the full scoop, but let's just say Apple's assumptions about user behavior weren't entirely accurate. It's a good reminder that even the biggest tech companies don't always have all the answers.
Humility from a tech giant. Now, that's something you don't see every day. But speaking of surprises, did you catch the news about CapCut, the popular video editing app? It got hit with a US ban, and wouldn't you know it, Instagram just launched a brand new video editing app. Coincidence? I think not.
The timing is certainly eyebrow-raising. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out in the competitive landscape of social media apps. Is this a power move by Instagram? Only time will tell.
I smell a conspiracy brewing. Meanwhile, over in Samsung land, rumors are swirling that the best Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra model might be exclusive to Asia. Talk about FOMO.
It's a strategic move we often see from tech companies. Releasing a product in a specific market allows them to test the waters, gather feedback, and make adjustments before a global rollout.
So basically, they get to be the guinea pigs. Lucky them. But hey, it's not all about the big players.
Yeah.
OnePlus is stepping up their game with the OnePlus Open 2, and apparently it's giving the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 a run for its money. A super thin design and impressive waterproofing. Could this be the foldable phone that finally breaks through?
The foldable phone market is heating up, and it's exciting to see companies pushing the boundaries of design and innovation. It makes you wonder, will we all be rocking foldable phones in a few years? What do you think?
I'm not sure I'm ready to give up my trusty rectangle just yet, but I'm definitely intrigued. But now let's shift gears from the flashy world of phones to something a little less glamorous, but equally important: data centers. Surprisingly, a lot of people in the UK have never even heard of them.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Technology is woven into the fabric of our lives, but many people are unaware of the infrastructure that makes it all possible.
It's like the Wizard of Oz, all smoke and mirrors, but someone's got to be pulling the levers behind the curtain.
Exactly. Data centers are the backbone of the digital world, and it's mind-boggling to think about the sheer scale of these facilities. But shifting back to the digital dangers lurking in the shadows, there's an interesting discussion about the impact of the cyber insurance industry on ransomware resilience. It's a complex issue with some potentially unintended consequences.
Okay, break it down for us. Is cyber insurance a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it's not that simple.
Mm.
On one hand, cyber insurance can provide businesses with a financial safety net in the event of a ransomware attack, which can be crucial for recovery. But on the other hand, some argue that it could incentivize hackers to target insured companies knowing they have the means to pay a ransom. It's a double-edged sword.
It's like that old saying, you can't have your cake and eat it too. But speaking of cautionary tales, let's remind everyone to be extra vigilant during the upcoming holidays. Hackers love to exploit those moments when we're distracted and off our guard. Don't let your holiday cheer turn into a cybersecurity nightmare.
Absolutely. Strong passwords, multi-factor authentication, and being cautious about suspicious emails are more important than ever during the holiday season. And remember, if something seems too good to be true, it probably is.
Like that email promising you a free cruise if you just click on this link. Yeah, probably a scam. But before we wrap up this part of the deep dive, we've got to talk about the elephant in the room, Microsoft. Apparently, they're pushing their controversial Windows 11 24 H2 update on everyone. But get this, it might actually be a good thing.
It's true. The update initially faced some pushback from users who were hesitant about the changes. However, it seems that Microsoft has addressed many of the concerns, and the update ultimately improves security and performance. Sometimes a little nudge is all we need to embrace progress.
It's like when your parents make you eat your vegetables. You might grumble at first, but in the end, you're healthier for it. But folks, the deep dive isn't over yet. Stick around for the final part where we'll tackle some of the biggest questions raised by this week's tech news. We'll be pondering the future of AI, the ethical considerations, and the ever-evolving relationship between humans and machines.
It's going to be a thought-provoking conversation, so don't miss it.
I like that.
And remember, if you're enjoying this journey through the tech landscape, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow tech enthusiasts. We'll see you in part 3.
Welcome back, fellow tech explorers. It's the final leg of our TechViews 10X deep dive, and it's time to tackle the big brain-bending questions.
You know, we've explored the AI explosion, witnessed the hardware hustle, and navigated the cybersecurity minefield.
Yeah.
But now we need to ask ourselves, what does it all mean?
Right.
Where is this technological roller coaster taking us?
Right. It's not just about shiny new gadgets and faster processors. It's about how tech is reshaping our world, our work, even our thoughts.
Absolutely.
Remember that article about AI actually enhancing human skills?
Oh, yeah.
Is that the future we're heading towards, or is it just wishful thinking?
It's a question that's sparking a lot of debate, and for good reason. The idea that AI could become a tool to amplify human potential, rather than replace us entirely, is a powerful one.
I mean, imagine a world where doctors can diagnose diseases earlier and more accurately. Architects can design buildings that are both beautiful and sustainable. Artists can create entirely new forms of expression.
The possibilities are mind-blowing.
Right.
But of course, with any powerful technology, there are ethical considerations.
Yeah.
We need to make sure AI is developed and used responsibly in a way that benefits humanity as a whole.
So how do we navigate this uncharted territory? As individuals, how do we make sure we're not just swept along by the tide of technological change?
First and foremost, we need to stay informed. Keep learning. Keep asking questions. Keep engaging in these crucial conversations. That's what shows like the deep dive are all about. We can't be passive bystanders. We need to be active participants in shaping the future of technology.
I like that. And sometimes that means getting our hands dirty and experimenting, try out new apps, explore different platforms, push the boundaries of what's possible.
Absolutely.
The more we understand about technology, the better equipped we'll be to harness its power for good.
Exactly. Technology is a tool.
Right.
It's up to us to decide how we use it. And I believe that with curiosity, creativity, and a commitment to ethical development, we can build a future that is both technologically advanced and deeply human.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive into the world of TechViews 10X. I've covered a lot of ground, but the conversation doesn't end here. Keep exploring, keep questioning, keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
And remember, the future of technology is in our hands.
Ooh, I like that.
Let's make it a future we can all be proud of.
That's it for this episode of The Deep Dive. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow tech enthusiasts. And as always, keep those comments coming. We love hearing your thoughts. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay tech savvy.